this is us getting a behind-the-scenes tour of Derby Racing.
Yeah, if you just move out for everyone. I tell you, this is the tidiest you'll ever see this room. You alright, guys? Just move up for us, guys, as much as possible. That's great. You're alright, Nancy.
Thank you. James probably nearly back to good to go.
Alright guys, if you follow me, when we go downstairs, that's the first bit where you need to watch your heads, alright? It's quite low, alright?
So we managed to have a lunch. Well, we waited because we started testing them, so those are open and
Alright guys, just watch your heads guys. Watch your heads guys. Watch your heads guys. Watch your heads guys.
it's not stored. It keeps the tension on the
Alright
cable.
guys, come over to
You can see
me.
that mechanism stays and it pulls that shuttle there that holds
Just watch your heads guys.
That's the tensioner for the drive cable. How you doing, guys? You just want to go that way, guys?
Alright guys, just watch your heads.
Alright, you stay, guys.
Just watch your heads guys as you come down.
Mind your head, guys.
That's me guys. We have the world's biggest group here. Just watch your heads guys. You come over to me. Alright, so you can see under the platform. And you'll notice that there's actually some little bits which are cut into, just around there, cut into the concrete below. So if the engineers want to do some work on the inner horses, then they're on their hands and knees and they have to crawl through in order to access those points. Although there are some hatches in the surface that when you get off the horse, what you're walking on there. So we'll just, next time you go on the ride, be extra vigilant and have a look and you'll be able to find a few key ones. There's a main motor which we'll come to once we've gone round, and there's a cable that's coming off that then out of the drive wheel that then wraps itself around the entire perimeter. That's the main driver for this ride. We also have what are called motivators. There's two motivators, so I'll try and point one out for you when I can see one. And those are the parts which actually used to make it's a bit of an engineering nightmare, which is why they don't do that anymore on most, on I think all three of these rides now, which is why they only go up and down. But the mechanism is still there. You can also see quite a lot of the work that we've done on the bits which are the cleanest looking bits, which are the silver parts. All right. So we're gonna have a little bit of a mooch this way round. So have a look. You'll start to also notice we have a number of different parts around the ride. Some of these, now you can usually tell depending on how clean they are, but it is deceptive because what we tend to do with parts is always order multiples of parts, because you don't want to find yourself suddenly in the middle of high season and you're missing a key drive wheel or whatever on the Derby Racer. So it's always best to have, and some of them have been under here for like 30 years as a result of that, because it's a pretty hardy piece of kit. Alright? So go for a walk. Just watch your heads, guys. Here's a good example of some of the more recent work that we've done. So you can see on the silver bits and the brackets on there. And some of these key parts, like I say, some of them have actually received. It's not one of those magic up from nowhere when you need one.
Steintrey goes to any swing you in.
There's one of the motivators in there. If you look straight through there, that part there, that was part of half the mechanism. There's a repeat of that on the opposite side, and that was the part that enabled the horses to also move forwards and backwards. And then this is the scary tunnel that goes out towards the sea. Feel free to stick a torch down there if you want. It's actually part of the drainage. So this is so that we obviously came down one flight of stairs at the back of the ride, but obviously when the engineers are doing work over the winter and it's all shut down, it just makes it easier to have more than one access point. We also have a few different hatches within the ride platform as well. Okay, it just makes it quicker for them. But we wouldn't normally use this for operations. So various parts, some of which have never been used. And then it goes all skinny here, so just bear in mind that. And watch the floor, because it's a bit wet, but we're coming up on the main drive motor. And you can see there's some serious cogs going on here.
Like instructions as well.
Yeah, so what's bizarre actually is I can't find it, I think it's further around that way, but Wayne, the guy that I mentioned at the start, his dad used to work on this ride, and he's actually signed the bottom of the ride around there, and it's still there some like 50 years later, which is cool. We don't normally encourage staff to put graffiti on the ride, but you can see when I said the main drive cable coming off this wheel here and going across there and then going round the perimeter of the ride and then back again, and then you can see it also comes off here at the end, and there's actually a crate with a load of old ride parts in it, which is allowing there to be tension on the cable. Right, so that's how we do that, and they balance it perfectly by putting the exact amount of ride parts in. You can see as we go past. The brakes on this work very much like on a bicycle, and so you've got a long section like a bicycle brake that gets applied, but it does it in a pumping motion, and we do that because we want to keep everyone on the horses rather than off the horses, which they'd do if it was just applied immediately. All right, okay. There you go, there's a good look at that box here with all the ride parts in it. It's a very engineering type thing, that.
So it's basically just like a makeshift counter.
Yeah, there you go. Alright guys, so we're going to venture back under here and back up to outside Valhalla, alright? So just watch your head again. Thank you. Alright guys, just head to Valhalla, alright?